Alright, now let's go ahead and see how you can do merging of two data frames together. So it's very much simple. Once again, you have a data frame week 1 where we have a customer ID and food ID, and similarly we have a week 2 data where we have again a customer ID and food ID. So what happens, this one is for week 2 and first one is for week 1. There could be the customers when they are having these items in both weeks, and some customers might not have these items in both weeks. So those we need to see here. So we have a first week 1. On this we need to apply here a merge. So you do here week 1 dot merge. Thereafter on this you need to pass here week 2 data. So if you do it something like that, it is just going to work as the concatenation. In fact, it's not concatenation, but it's going to find out the common values together, right? So customer ID and the food ID, where the same type of the customers are having the same type of food. I mean to say that it is happening something like inner merge. That's when the common values from week 1 and week 2, that's how you get here. All right. So let's say, but if you want to merge it on just the customer ID, that means, you know, this thing has shown you the common customers and food. But suppose that if you want the customers who had food on both weeks, all right, not the common customers and the common foods in both weeks. So in that case, I need to say here, merge it on customer ID. All right, so it's like that. That's the customer ID. So now I want to merge it on the customer ID, this one. If you do it something like this, then you will be getting something like this. So here you are having the customers who are having the food on this week and these weeks. Now it's not trying to find out the common customers and common food for both weeks. All right. So this time it is saying that there are the customers, they can have a different food on in their week 1 and week 2. All right, because you see here the customer, this customer had in week 1 this food ID and this food ID on the another week. All right, so something like that. If you have a same type of the food ID here and there, then it will become the first line which we did earlier. Now you see there is the difference once again here. Since these food ID column are matching in the both data frame, week 1 and the week 2, so this one is getting confused here. So it has placed it as X and Y. You can also give here a name. So X, this one is for week 1 and this one is for week 2. Since here this one is acting as the left data frame, that means this one is for week 1. Here you can get the suffixes as well. So you can say that suffixes. So in the first one, we need to put here the week 1. That's the for week 1 data. And second one is week 2. Something like this. We have now these two data, week 1 and week 2 data. If you run it, now you will be seeing here food ID for week 1 and food ID for week 2. With this, now you have all the customers here who have food, either in food, I mean the customers who have a food in week 1 and week 2 both, but it is not necessary that they had the same type of food. In the first one, it was necessary that they had the same type of food, but here it is not necessary that they should, I mean to say that it's not compulsion that they should have here a same type of food at the both week there. Let's go ahead and try to just try to reproduce this thing once again so that you can do something like this once again. Here, I'm just going to say that I just want to remove these suffixes from here, and then I want to say that merge it on the customer ID and food ID as well. All right, so it's going to merge here on the customer ID and food ID both, and then see what will be the result. So now we are getting once again the same result what we had previously. So it has automatically taken it as the inner merge. So that you can also define here how equal to inner. So this is the default merge type. So if you define here inner merge, so that we discussed here earlier, whatever the data in left data frame and whatever the data in the right data frame, those are going here, those are being combined together and the common values are being shown there. If you do here it as the outer, then you will be seeing here a large number of, the data set. So it's like something this, where they are having a common values, those will be removed, not all values, but in fact in common values, a duplicate values will be removed and the rest of these value will be, will be kept there. So there you see there are the 7 rows which are actually combined in, which are found in data frame 1 and data frame 2. Why I know that there are 7? Because the actual data frame size is 250 for week 1 and 250 for week 2. So this should be 500 and it is not 500, it's just 493. That means 7 rows are missing there and those rows are which are actually duplicate. So those are removed there if you do it as the outer join or outer merge actually. Alright. So let's go ahead and see how we can merge our data frame on left side of the data, how we can merge multiple data frames on the left data frame or right data frame. So that you can do something like that. Let's say you want to merge week 1, no, you want to merge week 1 data frame on the customer data frame. All right. Or what we can do here, we can take this week data frame which are having both weeks data, and now we want to combine here customer ID. I mean to say that now we want to put customers information here. Then how would you do that? You will do something like that, week dot merge. In that you have here the customers. All right, so the week dot merge customers, then you have how equal to left. That means whatever the customer ID is here found, accordingly I'm going to merge this customer into weeks. And then I need to say that on which keys I want to merge this. I want to merge this on the customer ID. So here I say left on, that's the left key, I say here left key. So the left key is customer ID for week 1. Now, as you know that in our customers data set, we have ID as the customer ID. So that one I need to say here, right on. That means if you have a different type, if you have a different keys in both data frame, then you have to use here left on and right on. You cannot directly use something like that where we had a same key in both data frame. So in this case, I say here right on equal to ID. So if you run this, now you will be seeing here, we are having here our whole data frame. All right. So these data frame are combined with the week and the customers. One more thing, do you see there the customer ID and ID both are kept here, but I want to just drop this ID, which I have already discussed this in previous lectures. You can simply do like this, drop dot drop. There I say ID and I want to say that axis equal to 1. So if you do that, then your customer ID, the duplicate customer ID will be dropped. So this one we had from week 1 data and rest of these things we are getting from the customers data. Alright, so here I have a cust week, let's say this the data is customer and the week data, and now I want to combine this cust week data, that's the customer week data, with the food ID as well. So you can do once again something like that. Now you can guess it how we are gonna do that. Customer week dot merge, and here I'm gonna do here foods, and then once again how I'm gonna merge it with the left data frame. And then again I'm gonna say that here left on equal to food ID, and since right on key is different, so I need to use this method. In foods we have here a food ID. Seems like it is not different, although it will be easier to define it here, both of these ID. So left on and right on here the food ID. So once you have this one, you can simply run it. Now you see after occupation, you have here a food item and their price, which are coming from the foods data frame. All right. And now you have here a complete data frame which combines information of the customers, information of food, and customer and food interactions together. All right, let's go ahead and see how you can do the join. So the join is something like this itself. There is not a much difference between the join and the merge. For example, if I ask you to join customers data with the week 1 data once again, you can simply do like that. Week 1 dot join. Here I say the customers, and on that I say here set index, and in that I'm gonna do here as the ID. So now you see there in the week 1 we have here our column as the customer ID, and in customers ID is the customer ID itself, but now I'm gonna set that as its index, and thereafter I'll be telling here on which ID I want to merge this customer's index. So this one is set as the index ID, and I want to merge that on the customer ID of the week 1 data. So I say here on equal to something like that, that's the customer ID, and if you run it, now you will be getting something like that, the same result what we were getting earlier. So now you see there is not much difference between join and merge. So these are almost same here. Concatenate is a little different than join and merge. Alright, this is all about in this lesson. Thanks a lot for watching this. I'll see you in next one.